Over West Side, everybody know everybody, right? I got nothing but love in my heart for West Side niggas, nothing but love.
Live from Detroit, live from Detroit, live from
Yeah. Pink suits with hats to match, big crocodiles and Cadillacs. You looking for the fattest sacks? This is where it's at. Windows tinted, seats fully reclined. Keep the hands on the burner, cause niggas know that it's money on their mind.
Yo, what up, though? It's your man Jay Johnson, aka the tinfoil hat titan, aka the conspiracy realist, aka the technology snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text me with your green bubbles, aka I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach. Also known as Juice, cause all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, cause you know you can't run without me. Mister, if you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark because they couldn't find another animal just like me, aka the West Side T'Challa, the new leader of Wakanda. Don't debate me, debate your mama. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. What up?
What up, though? It's your man Dame Gone Wild, the West Side Landlord, the Pride of PA, High Chief Dame Don't Fuck Around, the liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame, and the David Ruffin of the Shop Talk Podcast, because you know who the fuck they came to see. Not you, Otis. It's no better than these 4 letters. Thank God for Dame. And if you speaking on Dame, you better say it nice. And if you don't put the boss in front, then bitch, you not saying it right. It's the Honorable Judge Boss Dame and this bitch. All rise. I am a motherfucking black belt. And yo, it's WrestleMania weekend. I'm clotheslining niggas on the streets from now until Monday. Watch yourself.
That's it.
Yeah, man. If I see niggas,
Is it time for the Kumite or?
it's time for WrestleMania.
Okay.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh, racist. Okay.
Oh yeah, nigga.
All your favorite wrestlers are racist.
Come with the territory, right?
I think so. You know what hurt my heart is Stone Cold Steve Austin was dropping that N-word. But that nigga, he is from Texas. So like
Somebody told me he was beating his wife up or some shit. I don't know.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with a little DV. I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit. That'll get us canceled. I'm not cool with domestic violence.
That is crazy. Yo, we also got another guest, Rob. Go ahead. Introduce yourself, Rob.
It's Rob Wallace, PhD, Tully Blanchard. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it like y'all do with all the nicknames and all that. I wouldn't even try to. I wouldn't even disrespect y'all like that. But yeah, I'm Rob Wallace, man. I'm happy to be here, a vet in the game, and I'm ready to get the conversation started. Definitely.
Absolutely. This is your 3rd or 4th appearance? I think
Second.
3.
Yeah, I think this is my 3rd for sure.
Yeah, this is 3.
I had to tape out at one point. Other time I just came through. And
yeah,
I'm
man.
here, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to just, give the people an update.
When you introduce yourself?
Well, welcome back. Shop Talk Podcast, episode 522.
Woo!
On you hoes. All right.
The most consistent.
Do you introduce yourself as Rob Wallace, PhD, or do you say Doctor? Doctor.
I mean, it depends on where I am. To be honest with you, like, in the world of education or whatever, I'm Dr. Wallace, right? But on the whole, it's not something that I lead with. You know what I'm saying? The majority, I'm just Rod, man. I'm still Rod. I was Rod before that day, and I was Rod afterwards.
Because if I got a PhD, niggas would have to refer to me as Dr. Bradley in every room I walk into.
I mean,
I wouldn't let that shit go. I would not let that shit go.
It depends on which room we in. You know what I'm saying? Because to a degree, I know that perception doesn't mean anything everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
a doctor on the front of that name. I mean, it whole weight pretty much wherever you go. You know what I'm saying?
For the most part.
There's a cannabis lyric, Dr. C, PhD, from a song called Dr. C. Your intro could just be a bunch of letters from degrees you picked up. You feel me?
No doubt. I mean, it makes a difference in a lot of different rooms, but like I said, man, what I've come to realize is that, we're not our accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? We're not the things that we accomplish. We are what got us there. You know what I'm saying? And what we went through to get those things. So, you know,
And man,
I'm still right.
That's such a humble answer. I don't think God hasn't given me God hasn't given me that level of humility.
Since it's
Maybe
coming
that's
from
why I'm not a doctor.
Well, since it's coming from a doctor, I'm just gonna take it as, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I take it. I take the credit. Shit. I can't lie.
It's funny because, you know, my daughter was talking to me this week. She was talking about changing her major, and she was like, she's thinking about doing internal medicine. So I said, you be a doctor? And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, you would be the third doctor in the family. My grandfather had like 4 different doctorate degrees. Theology was his level of study. And then I am the doctor of keeping it real. And then she would subsequently be the third doctor in the family. She didn't see the humor in my jokes, but I spent all that money on college for her not to understand sarcasm.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, they throw an honorary doctorates around like ninja stars. So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody could kind of be a doctor or something.
Yeah.
Fam,
Yeah.
I heard Shaq on the air the other day talking about I got 4 doctorates or some shit. Like, nigga, that don't count. Like, you got a whole bunch of honorary shit. That don't count at all, my friend.
It's still
no, it's not for Shaquille O'Neal. It is not.
I don't take it.
It's just not.
It's just, I mean, it's just what people want to do. I think that it's how they get a lot of people to come and do stuff at the colleges free. Be like, hey, come on, you come get this honorary doctorate if you come speak at graduation.
Yeah.
But shout out to all the PhDs out there. I think black PhDs are, like men PhDs is like 0.6% of all PhDs, I believe. And the majority of us are in education. And I think another reason that I don't look at it the same is because I work with a lot of PhDs. I work with a lot of doctors in education. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we all kind of just had this common understanding of the pathway. And like I said, it's more of a pathway than a title. You go through this pathway and it changes you, you know, but we can talk about that too.
Man, I got questions. I will kick it off though. Damn, how was your week, my brother?
My week was good till I found out you lied to my motherfucking face.
What is this blasphemy and smut you trying to smear on my name?
You know, well, number one.
Well, for the record, I don't lie, and I definitely won't lie to you because I'm not afraid of you. You only lie to people you're afraid of, and I'm not afraid of you.
So again, you lied to my face. Number one, happy belated birthday. You did turn 44 yesterday. I do not want to.
Thank you,
brother. I do want to acknowledge that. I was actually like, hey man, what you want to do? You want to get some dinner or something this week? You was like, no, that would break my 8 p.m. fast. But didn't I see you out late with Dr. Jenny and Ashley?
No, you did not. We went to dinner at 6:30.
Oh, so you just posted it late?
Yeah. I usually post places I am at after I leave, so people don't run up on me.
But didn't you? But if you started dinner at 6:30, feasibly it creep past 8 o'clock.
I only eat in between 2 and 8 p.m.
All right, man. I feel like you lied to me.
Apologize.
I feel like you lied to me.
Apologize.
No. I can't.
Because you said I'm like, what the fuck would I lie to you about? Like, and then you just wrong again. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I did get you a birthday gift. Straight up a gift. Like last year, I bought you a card that was basically, I got you a card. I never gave it to you because I forget. We just got lost in the shuffle of shit. But the card was basically written for you to apologize to me inside of the card. But, you know, I never got a chance to hand it to you. But I got you some good tequila because I know my man liked tequila. So the next time I see you, I got a bottle for you, man.
Yeah, man. I had a drink yesterday. I had a nice little sidecar. I mean, I had a nice a bourbon yesterday. That was the first drink I had all year because, you know, the beginning of the year, I was like anywhere in between 221 to 226. I don't remember the exact number around that time frame. And my goal was to get down to 195 by my birthday. And I swear it was like yesterday I was training for a fight. You know what I'm saying? But I got down to 195 yesterday. It was like 195.8. But hey, it was
You made it.
195. Yeah.
Yeah, you made it.
Woke up this morning at 194. You feel me? I went down one. But it's legitimate just being fasting. And no pop, no juice, no fast food and shit, really. I had no sweets, no candy. You feel me? I had to set a goal and I really wanted to make it. I did it. Now I got a new goal for the next 6 months. But yeah, man, I was really happy about that. I did not eat anything on my birthday until I'm not starting until I'm not leaving the house till that motherfucker say 195, dog. So
yeah. That's what's up, man. Congratulations. So you lied to me about that.
No, sir.
What else? Oh shit! Shout out to my homeboy Will. He been trying to get me in the same room with like Nick Speed for a second, and we finally made a connection last night. I went to Kitchen with Q, and he had a set. He was rocking. It was like 3 different DJ sets I got a chance to sit through, and man, all 3 of them was rocking that shit. There was this chick named Goldilocks. Speed set was crazy, and I forget the young dude that came after him, who brought the most beautiful dark skinned woman I've ever seen this year to his set with him. She was gorgeous.
So let me ask you, I just want to make sure I understand. You went to an exclusive listening session of some sort.
It wasn't exclusive. It wasn't exclusive.
Tacos, so people could have been invited. So it was actually on my birthday, a dope event that you went to, and you didn't even invite me on my birthday.
See what happened? It wasn't like you make it sound like something that it was.
Because you did stress that it wasn't exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody could roll up. Damn,
Noted.
man.
Noted.
Damn,
Noted.
bro.
Noted.
My bad, man.
Nigga text me like, yo, I just heard some fire shit, nigga.
Yeah, Speed played me set in my truck and played me like 3 songs. And I was like, God damn, these songs are fucking good. They're fucking good.
Shit, I do a whole pod with music with my man and shit.
No, I mentioned to her about the pod. We're gonna make something. Yeah. We getting all the wheels in motion. But yeah, man. So I did that. I got a homie of mine. I probably shouldn't put this on his name, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm just that type.
Don't lie on him like you just did me twice.
No, I'm not gonna lie on him, but he Nigerian and I always fuck with him about being related to scammers. Because his brother one time got me a full tank of gas on a Red Roof Inn key, and I always be fucking with him about the scam shit. He was like, Nigerians aren't even in the top 10 of scammers. I hear you.
I don't understand what that sentence means. He got me a full tank of gas on a Red Roof Inn key. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds shady.
You know the hotel key that you use to get into your hotel room? He tapped that bitch at the motherfucking gas station, and we filled up my truck one time. True story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't ask no questions though. We was out somewhere. He's like, "You need some gas?" I was like, "Well, I mean, I'm gonna stop and get gas, but I'll be looking." He's like, "Nah, I got it." Beep, filled that bitch right on up.
Is this the Nigerian homie who had the big family?
No. It's a different homie of mine. Yeah, my boy Bam, one of 27 kids. I ain't talked to that nigga in a second, but no, a different homeboy of mine. So it was cool, man. Cool to run it. Good people, good drinks, good Southwest egg rolls. Good time. They got some good ass nachos, Jay. Tacos and turntables.
Where was this at?
At Q's Kitchen on Woodward.
I'm not hip.
All right, we go. If you ain't doing shit next Thursday, let's go.
It's always popping on Fridays too. Shout out to Elijah Day, man. Elijah Day killing it.
Elijah Day was down there last night too. We might do some work as well.
You said tacos and turntables?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thursday
DJ
night.
Is it DJ Fun Size is normally there? I think
that's she was there.
She's crazy. Crazy.
She
I
was
was hoping
there.
that was a young lady and shit because I know a fun size and
Absolutely.
she's a small woman. I was like, I hope this
Absolutely.
No, definitely not a fella.
a
But
dude named Fun Size is crazy.
That's not the business at
no,
all.
that's nuts. That's fucking nuts. But yeah, he was telling me, my homeboy Sean was telling me it'd be cracking on Friday. Then he do an event on Friday night too, where they cigars and smoke or something. But
Let's
it's
do a
next
pod from there.
Friday.
Let's do the
Okay,
pod from there.
they have a he act. I told him I was gonna come down, so maybe we can do that on Friday too, because they have like a panel type of thing that they do, and because I was telling him some wild shit,
Pass
and
me
he
the
was
mic.
like, yeah, he was like, you need to come do the panel shit because niggas be talking crazy. I said that's right up our alley. So I said next week I'm gonna step out and support my man's. So it was a good week after all, man. Uncle's out on the school night. I don't normally go outside like that. Uh, so yeah, hey man, just off some completely different shit. A6100 Sony camera. Is that a good camera? Cause I know you into like taking pictures and shit.
A good camera for who? Yes.
Okay.
The answer is yes. But like for you, for your daughter, for whom?
Well, she already bought one.
Oh yeah, that's a great starter camera.
Yeah, she already bought one. So this nigga, I love my daughter to death, but like she, I
I don't
don't
shoot
know.
Sony. I don't shoot Sony. I'm a Canon person. But that's a good camera.
Yeah, she working on her credit and getting her life together at 20, and I'm really proud of her. And she got that Apple card. She stunned on me real hard when she got it because she was like she dropped the card in her apartment, and she said one of her roommates thought she broke some glass. The card hit the floor so hard. I was like, damn. Can you add that as like an authorized user? Help me get my credit score up. But that was her first, like she just texted me, like that was her first big girl purchase was getting the camera. I said, no, your first big girl purchase was me putting my fucking signature on that lease for that brand new Jeep you got. That was the big girl purchase. That ain't
That was a
buying you a
father.
camera.
If it was your name on it, that's a father's purchase too.
Ah man, whenever Stellantis send me something, my heart get to beating. I was like, what the fuck she done did? But she be on top of her shit. They just be, sending bullshit in the
I
mail.
think the
That's my
most
baby.
expensive. I think the most expensive thing I ever bought myself was a camera lens. Like outside of like house car type shit. Yeah, I think that shit ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying?
I hear. And I was gonna say, like, nigga, that the camera lens. I was like, nigga, you got a really nice house. I don't think that's the most expensive shit you'd have bought, but
It didn't take a lot to get into the house, though. You know what I'm saying? All things considered, like out of pocket money, it didn't
yeah, I
take a
feel you.
whole bunch. But like low key, it might have fuck around been the same cost, which is
Damn.
low key kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
uh,
But I mean, I guess both you could have for a long ass time. So
yeah, I used my camera today. I took pictures and shot some interviews with the mayor today, dog,
oh, that's
and
what's up.
and the city council president. And I was shooting an event where they were naming a street after the late honorable Dr. Reverend Joanne Watson. She got a street, Tuxedo Street, right in front of Central High School, renamed to her name, and all of the Detroit dignitaries and everything was out there. So shout out to that, and I did take pictures of the mayor, recorded an interview with her. Not like I was just cameramanning the
Yeah,
interview.
yeah.
With a bunch of people. Saw him, Coleman Young, son, the other Coleman Young.
Okay.
He was there, but that was really dope. So much respect to Joanne Watson for sure.
That's
Wake up,
what's up, man.
Ryan. How was your week today, man? How was your week, brother?
Oh, week was cool. So, I'm a high school principal. So the kids had to take the SAT test this week.
Mm.
Which is its own conversation. We had the Grammys today. So we finished the testing week off with the Grammys. So our kids imitated stars and they gave out awards to the seniors and all that. Shout out to my kids, man. Shout out to River Rouge, bro. My kids are so outstanding. We have no worries when it comes to how they treat each other. They have disagreements, they kids or whatever, but we don't even have the tension in the building that schools have when it comes to doing stuff like this. So shout out to the kids. But man, it gives me always a snapshot into their culture by watching these kind of things. And I mean, it's needless to say, but female rap is dominant to these kids. Female rap is beyond dominant. I've never had so little faith in the clean version of a song in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't being no hypocrite. I've been around hip hop a long time. Yeah. But I have no faith at all. The entire conversation from the female MCs is, this is what I can do. This is what I have. And you can't have it. That's the whole conversation. And so I kind of like these opportunities because I just peer into the culture of my kids, man. And we gotta do something. We gotta put out something, man. We gotta do some thought-provoking stuff. So I'm happy to hear Dame is doing music, potentially doing some music. I've been trying to get him on something in a minute.
I just had the surgery. That's the only thing that kind of stopped me from being on the project.
But every dirty old man project, I send you something.
Yeah,
everyone. So you've been on the last two, and we'll see what the next step is.
Yeah, man, it was just a surgery that kind of like had my life on pause and shit. But yeah, I'm over that now, so I'm back.
Do the wire.
Praise
Kanye rap with the wire in his mouth. You feel me?
Nigga, I didn't have the breath in my lungs to rap, nigga. Like,
through the ventilator.
Rod, I don't know if I knew that you was the principal over there now, man.
I am. Man. No doubt. I've been the principal for a minute, and then I actually went back. I was there from 14 through 17. I had the opportunity to go to Eastern and do some things up at Eastern. And then I worked on my PhD while I was there. And once I was finished, I knew I needed to go back to the hood. I know I needed to go back and get with my kids, man, because that's where the work is. And that's where the work is going to be at.
When I was at the event earlier today, it was at Central High School, and Central High School is celebrating their 100th year. So this day centennial, or what have you. And then I can't remember the principal's name over there, but young black woman. Well, to me, young. I don't remember principals. Wow, this is so interesting because I look at people who in my age range as like young. You know what I'm saying? But like when I thought about my principals, they were so old. They must around been like 35 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
I do.
Yeah.
I hear you. I started in school administration. I was 30. You know what I'm saying? I was 30. And shout out to Detroit Service Learning Academy, man. It was like a breeding ground for principals. I mean, shout outs to, we got Mr. Leonard, Mr. Fountain, Mr. Newton, Miss Newby. All these people were young principals who ended up coming out of that school. And so, yeah, it's changed, man. It's changed. It's, principals, if you're a talented teacher, if you're a teacher that's talented, not just about controlling your class, but you have a degree of self-discipline and you have natural leadership skills, somebody going to push you towards leadership. Period.
So, man, you know what I was thinking? We make the joke on this pod all the time that we may know all the black teachers because it's only like a very small percentage of them.
All the black male teachers.
Black male teachers for sure, right? And at one point, all of them was at the pod. It was like 10 of them, right? But like I know others, and because of different circles I'm in, I know a lot of female teachers as well. I know all these black teachers, and I be thinking like, yo, man, it's a whole bunch. But I also be forgetting that we live in one of the biggest black cities in the country. And like my perspective and what happens here is not the rest of the country. And we grew up in all our high schools HBCUs by default, right?
Absolutely.
So when people leave here and say, I want to go to a HBCU, respect, but like you didn't spend your whole life around black people, and that's not everybody experience. I think some people have to experience that somewhere else.
Yeah.
All that to say, I know air quotations so many, but there are so few, and like I wonder what what percentage does the metropolitan Detroit area make up of those black male teachers in the country? Because
So it's very easy to see. So you think about it like 1.3% of all public school teachers are black men, right? And
That's so
somewhere in the
small.
area of I want to say around 6% of all public school teachers are black women, right? Yes, it's exacerbated by we're in the black mecca. We're in the blackest city by many accounts in the country, where a lot of the teachers that you have in Detroit are homegrown. You know what I'm saying? The overwhelming majority of teachers who teach at my school, shout out to my team, are people who come from the city. You know what I'm saying? But it's very easy to step outside the city, and suburban jobs are suburban jobs when it comes to education. You got your spattering of black folks all over the place. But the further you get out that lip of the city, that first boundary or whatever, you start seeing that 1.3%. In some of the suburban districts, where especially you have teachers that have been in those spaces for 25, 30 years at this point, and have been holding on to those roles for a really long time. But in some ways it's getting better because it is getting more diverse, but we're having a really hard time. Shout out to Quan Nellums, Brian Ferguson Bay, Kente Rosser, Calvin Nellum, all my people, all my black male educators that we work with in I Am in Demand, whose purpose is to recruit and retain more black men in the schools, because we make such a huge difference. I'm blessed at Rouge to have I have a lot of African-American men that's actually teaching subjects in the building, but I also have a very large amount of African-American men that are in the attendance team, that's on the wellness team, that's working with kids during lunchtime, that's coaches. So we have a lot of men in the building, and it makes a difference, man. The culture amongst our boys is respectful. It's not, it's not ridiculous. It's not craziness. You have your kids who got conflicts just like anywhere, but it makes a huge difference.
When I think about like all my friends that are, like you say, educators, coaches, it's crazy that niggas that I've known all my life, did was a deviant with, are now changing and shaping these kids. Shout out to my homies, the twins. They out here coaching these babies in elementary and middle school.
Right.
One of my best friends in life, Dr. Keena Day,
Yeah.
assistant superintendent over Cleveland Public Schools.
Yeah.
Like, just really doing some big things when it comes to education. Curve, teaching over at I don't want to say the name of the school, but Curve teaching. My brother-in-law, even though he's not in a teaching role inside of a school, he's still involved with the kids and education and shaping them over at Detroit Boxing Gym. So I mean, it's crazy to all the people that I know in education. I even got two friends of mine that teach etiquette to kids. Or
Yeah.
well, my homegirl, she teaches etiquette to NBA and NFL teams, but
Yeah.
she also does a lot of work with kids. And then I got another partner of mine that teaches etiquette just to young men.
Yes.
And just to see like how it shapes and grooms them, it's incredible. Like there's a sector of the next generation that I know we don't have to worry about. Now it's these YNs and these crash outs, the ones that be taking over downtown on a Saturday when I'm just
but
trying
that's
to
your
have a
fault. With that, like them kids that be down there is the children of you.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
the kids you went to high school with, all your friends, your age groups,
oh
because
yeah.
Right.
you got grown kids, and like them are kids.
Flat out. And I just want you to think about it like this too. When we say that those are our kids, not only are they our kids, but adults are being hypnotized by technology too. So they're not paying attention either, right? And we talk real honest to our families and to our parents. They're hypnotized by technology too, and there's some things that slip through the cracks. And truth be told, if you watched that press conference last week involving the team takeover, the student who the student who was at the forefront of it, he was just like, we just bored. And so you think about it, the city downtown has essentially pushed them out, with curfews, law enforcement, and what is there down there for them to do and participate in and build relationships with other than to come down to, you don't think they should be down to, okay, tell me why?
No. Be in your neighborhood. Downtown is for adults. You got a park.
What's in the neighborhood? What's in the neighborhood though? You got parks,
houses, people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, the shit that we used to do, we would go to somebody's house, have fun. We outside, you know what I'm saying?
But also we could congregate at like the mall and shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We could go to Fairlane or Northland or Eastland on a Saturday. The malls is really like more or less dead now.
Because ain't nobody in the motherfuckers. Tell the kids to go down there.
It's not needed, right? It's not needed. Like, you can go to Amazon and get whatever you want. And
we weren't going to the mall to buy shit. We was going there to be social. I went to the mall every single day, dog, in the summertime. Me and my homeboy went every single day.
Yeah. Because
what else?
That's where the girls was at. That's where the girls was at.
Yeah, right. But our kids are socialized different too. They're socialized different, in terms of making those connections to people and meeting new people and hoping to see that girl at the mall. It's different now. Being able to make those connections, that's all made in their hands now.
Yeah.
So,
to me, that's the strangest. To me, that's the strangest shit in the world. Like, well, I look at it on both ends because I saw my son like meet girls online, which dad that met women online. Yeah. But like, nigga, the art of the approach and the holler, like that's what Saturday was for. Like I've been practicing something new all week. It's time to unleash it in the mall on Saturday.
But also though, I was never nowhere out without being like dropped off, and I'll be like, it wasn't like I'm gonna drop you off in this area of the city and see you later type thing. Like, like
that's different too.
If we was going to like a house party, like I'm dropping you off at the house, I'll be back at this house in 3 hours type shit. It wasn't
but your mama didn't have GPS on her cell phone either to know
and
to track where you at.
Yeah,
but like all the kids, everybody's here because all the kids is here. This is a fucking basement party.
I'm gonna tell you, it's different from our generation. But when I tell you it's different from 10 years ago or 7 years ago or 8 years ago, it is so evident how different the kids are from before then, just in terms of their comprehension of mental health, their comprehension of they have access to all the information we have. It's just their interpretation is being governed by the diameter of their own activity, right? Like the stuff they have access to. They have access to everything, but if they don't have people who can assist them in guiding them and developing skills and wisdom, then they crashing out because from a mental health perspective.
You gain understanding. You got a whole bunch of access to information, but you have no understanding. And all of the street and real niggas and all of the baddies on the internet who's on IG, who was down at Parlay or down at all these other places, y'all failing them kids because y'all still want to be outside. Your kids is trying to get outside and you already outside and you won't go in. Like
I think about it. I think about it like this. I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I think about it like this. I'm 49 years old, right? And I think about when I was the kids who I work with age 14, 15, 16, 17. What was the 49-year-olds like? They weren't like me. You know what I'm saying? I understand their fashion. I understand their music. I understand their lingo, so on and so forth. I dress a certain way. I ain't gonna say I dress completely in style. I still dress like I'm in NWA. But at the end of the day, the 49-year-olds, when I was a kid, they had no comprehension of what we was doing. Nothing. And we didn't really want to bring them in to the matrix either. So,
it's interesting, man. They was at home though, for the most part.
Yeah, they was.
Yeah.
It was
mine was at home. I can't say that's everybody because everybody
was on the block.
Yo, this
Absolutely.
whole idea that like y'all can just go out there and run around with no consequence. It's like I didn't grow up in a structure that way where I had consequences, whether that consequence was gonna
Right.
be corporal or punishment or something.
Right.
It's like I ain't afraid of none of y'all. And how you gonna tell me to do this or not do this? And I see you doing it. Cause like
Facts. Absolutely.
y'all
Absolutely.
Instagram be public. And I know y'all got kids. I know they see this shit.
Right. But you think about this generation, the biggest, the people who engage in the most troublesome crime in urban centers like Detroit are kids who are, 18 to 28 or something like that. And all of that is dropping. Well, we could at least say it's being reported as being dropping, right? Because of technology, because of a lot of different reasons. And so I would dare to argue that even with the kids down there, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't been down there for it. I've just seen what the news is reported. Is it safer during the teen takeover than it was back in the 90s when we was down there? Is it safer now than it was back then?
I don't think so.
Or is it more dangerous now with the kids down there? Are these kids more dangerous, or is there a more highly and I just want to say this too. I'm not from Detroit, and I don't never want nobody to mistake the fact that I'm not from Detroit. I am a complete transplant. But was it safer then than it is? Is it safer now than it was back then?
I think it's more dangerous now because back then you might get jumped. There might be a fight. Right now, we gonna murder. Like there's a whole page on Instagram that just shows all the kids who got murdered. One of them got murdered today. And every time one of them get murdered, they post it, they get a name, they street affiliation, and they tell what happened. And you look at all the comments, like immediately, as soon as it posts, it's 300 comments in there. And they laughing at the people. You know what I'm saying? And the page, Detroit Hits, is only hits. It ain't just like random items. It's like this person in this gang just got murdered from this one. And it's like, this is crazy. And they all kids though. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
the age. That's the age. Our kids kids are in a state, urban kids are in a state of emergency. Black kids are in a state of emergency.
We was getting active, but it was like fights, fist fights and shit. Niggas that get jumped. Now you get murdered. And also it used to be like when our murder rate was really high in Detroit throughout the late 80s and early 90s, like you damn near had to
drug related.
Yeah, and you had to be in a game, right? Now I'm just pulling up to the club. I'm shooting the whole front of this shit up. I'm pulling up to a funeral and I'm shooting the whole funeral up. It's like some of this shit is just wild. It's just wild.
It is.
So,
it is.
I
hear what you're saying, and I think that in terms of what you're saying, we do have to have accountability from all parties to kind of stem this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So parents and adults. I mean, to what degree? I think sometimes I've always been an educator. I always have to be conscientious of the fact that if I'm out in the streets, one of my kids is gonna see me. I've been doing this 26 years. One of my kids is gonna see me, so I gotta be on my P's and Q's because the waiter at the restaurant might be one of my former kids. The bartender might be one of my former kids. I might run up on somebody at the stoplight, run into somebody at Hart Plaza, so on and so forth. And they already have an expectation of me and how I'm cut. You know what I'm saying? And I just think about what it's like to not live like that. Like what it's like to be able to not have to deal with that kind of perception. And it don't mean that I'm suit and tie, this, that, and third, because I've always been me. But I tell you, every time I am out, every time I am east of 275, bro, I see one of my kids doing something. And I got kids that's broadcasters, working in legislation, doing this. I also got kids that's crash outs. And nowadays, my oldest kids right now, they 39. My oldest kids are 38, 39. I keep their picture in my office because it always reminds me of every kid that I deal with is going to be here. And I have to treat them with the respect that I say. I tell them all the time, I'm honored to work with you because you're going to do some fantastic things with your life. And so I wonder what it's like to that's something that educators carry. I wonder what it's like to not have to deal with that. And so some people are like, well, it's just me and my kids, not realizing that your neighbors is looking at you. Your cousins is looking at you. Your nieces and nephews is looking at you. And it's all kinds of things that we just got to tighten up on as a community. But
Now
that's
I want to pick your brain about something. Me and
what's
Dame
up.
talked about this a while ago, but I want to hear your perspective on it.
Mhm.
So you remember when a couple years ago they had the Oxford school shooting here,
Yes.
and like, hey, you gave your child this gun, and your gun shot up the school, so both of your parents is going to prison because you're
Yes.
responsible for your children's actions. Or if you knew being in the school, like, so if you know that your child is drawing wild harmful pictures or whatever, and you have an idea that like something's going to happen, they're like, we get into a point where we're holding the parents responsible because like you should have saw this coming, you should have stopped this. So my question or thought experiment is like, it's a lot of people who grew up to be exactly what we thought they was going to be and shoot up the neighborhood, do the drive-bys on the block. And we all saw that. We knew exactly what they were going to be. They turned out to be. Do we apply that same logic and hold the parents responsible?
Okay, so I look at that really in two ways. Here's what I would tell you. When we deal with kids who have, first of all, we look at behavior as symptoms.
Okay.
Your behavior is a symptom of what's really going on with you, right? And that's not just kids, that's grown people too.
Okay.
What I will tell you is when we have a kid who is really struggling with their behavior, 9 times out of 10, the parents are doing the best that they can as well. So let me say that first. They and yes, they may not necessarily have strategies. Yes, they may not necessarily have access to a bunch of different things that give them, can give that child some support or help. But again, 9 times out of 10, parents are doing the very best that they can. In the same token, I look at things that so the Oxford case is definitely an exception to the rule, right? Where they're essentially looking at the fact that there was a degree of negligence and almost what could be considered in a court of law a degree of encouragement to say, we acknowledge that these things are problems and we're not contributing to this child being a positive influence or moving in a positive direction. That's one thing. Now, if a parent is crashing out and doing it with their kid, yes, there should be an issue. I tell you like this. One of the biggest issues in urban schools right now is chronic absenteeism.
Yeah.
Chronic absenteeism and parents who are literally signing off on their kid missing 2 days of school a week,
Mental health days,
1 day a week of school. And so at Rouge, what we do is we try to provide as much training to our teachers. We try to provide as many resources as we can so kids can build relationships with people who can understand what they're going through and equip them with strategies to say, hey, no matter what you're going through outside of this building, you can come in here and feel safe. You can come and kick it with me. We're going to feed you. We got 3 buses that run. We got buses that run at the end of school, 5:30, 7 o'clock. You can come here. You can be in any program you want to be in, so on and so forth. We got music production. We got, gaming club. We got every sport you can think of because we want to be able to give you that outlet. We want to be able to give kids that outlet. The problem comes where we have parents that view us as the adversary, and they like, well, such and such didn't want to come to school, so I'm not going to send them. So you consider school is 40 weeks, right? It's essentially 40 weeks, 41 weeks. You miss a day of school. That's 40 days of school you've missed. So what we talk to our parents about all the time is attendance is tied to academics and behavior. Every kid we encounter, we look at their attendance, we look at their academics, we look at their behavior. So again, but in the same token, there are a lot of parents that's doing the best that they can. We get it. And we try to provide Rude sends 30-something buses out into Metro Detroit. So no matter where you come from, we got a bus for you. We can come and get you and bring you to school and take you home at the end of the day. And still we have chronic absenteeism. So to answer your question, at one point in our history, there was compulsory attendance laws that said if your kid ain't coming to school, then you can be ticketed. And there's a perspective that says that it's more difficult to enforce that. There are some people who also say that it puts parents and kids in touch with the law when they shouldn't be in touch with the law. So I look at it both ways. I look at it as far as the Oxford guy. If it's negligence, if negligence can be proven, absolutely you should be held accountable. If your kid is down there after curfew, you should be held accountable as a parent too. You know what I'm saying? But if you can come and we can mitigate some of the stuff that's causing these things to happen, we're gonna try to do that. But short of that, yeah, you got to be accountable.
The reason I think that the Oxford case is so unique, not because of the tragedy, but because the parents purchased how it's presented a gun for them. Then it's like, hey, I encourage you to do this, but like, I'm fully Second Amendment, whole nine. I've been shooting guns with my father and my family since I was like 10 years old or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So if we go to the range together and the gun that I bought you is just the gun that you use when we go to the range, I didn't buy you a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, the gun is up. This is what you use. They're kid shooters in the Olympics. There are 3-gun tournaments with like, this sound wild. People buy guns for kids every day. Right. That sounds a lot worse than what I mean. True. Which, by the way, like, it's not a crime, right? Your Second Amendment is intact the day that you're born. I can't sell you a gun, right? Right. But the fact that a gun is made available to you that was quote unquote purchased for you does not mean I want you to go to school and shoot up your school, right?
Right. Like, but I also say this though. It's a lot easier to blame those parents and say the parents were being negligent than to try to confront the culture of gun violence in the country, right? Mm-hmm. The culture of gun violence, the level of access that we all have to guns, and how destructive they've been in terms of, in terms of how destructive they've been in our communities, right? So it's a lot easier to say that it's the parents' fault.
I think it's 100% a lot easier. And I think it's a very difficult task to not victim blame, right? You were in a school and kids was cruel when I was in school. And that was before social media, before I can take a picture. Like, worst case scenario, some shit happened at a party or at school. Everybody who was at school can laugh about it, but like the whole world didn't see it, right? And sometimes everybody can't deal with all the pressures at school. And like, this nigga getting roasted, you getting clowned. I hate coming to this joint because such and such is always on me, right? I've never seen one of these cases was like, oh no, everybody was great to me in school. It's always
somebody was getting cooked.
Yeah, it's always one of those situations. And like, I mean, it's learned behavior. Them kids don't just the kids don't just figure. I don't know. Some niggas are just born.
Yeah, I think some of that shit. These little niggas be born mean. Like some niggas just mean.
It's just so many moving parts, and it's just easy to be like, yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem. This is it. It's just very interesting. But like I always wonder, like, listen, I knew that nigga was gonna be a menace when he was a little kid, and now he shot up the house down the block and somebody died. We all knew this was gonna happen. Mama, why didn't you do something? Daddy, why didn't you do something? Mm-hmm. Like, we knew this was gonna happen, and it happened.
Right. But I'll tell you this, to be honest with you. What we're seeing in schools is that the like, for example, we don't allow our kids to wear ski masks on their heads as hats.
Good.
Because of the implications of it. Now, if you want to wear a bean because your line messed up or whatever, we don't trip. If you want to wear a cap, we don't trip, unless it's like a testing situation. But we try to tell our kids, like, we need you to understand that perception is not going to lead to anything positive. And our boys kind of get it. And I think part of it is because we got so many men in the building. But I'm going to tell you, what's going under the radar is the aggression of our girls. The aggression of our girls.
I hear that all the time. I got a partner of mine that works security in high schools. And he was like, nah, it don't be the niggas that be fighting crazy. He be like, the girls be going crazy.
From the girls fight videos that I be seeing on it.
The boys, you have your situation where, like I said, I don't think any school is perfect. Any high school is perfect. But The boys' situations have a very common frame of logic of how they happen. Such and such stepped on my foot. I said, hey, you stepped on my foot. He said, I don't give a crap. So on and so forth. We stood off. He pushed me. I hit him. And then after it's done, there's handshakes. There's, you know what I'm saying, my bads and all that kind of stuff. But our girls are struggling so badly with self-image that they could come in and not have their hair done and be like, I'm firing on anybody that say anything to me today. You know what I'm saying? And we'll hold, we have a restorative focus. Like if you do somebody wrong, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a conversation about what happened and we're gonna make some agreements moving forward, right? And it is so hard, it can be so hard for our young ladies sometimes to just be able to give it up and take the accountability to say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Or to be able to walk out of that meeting and not go and tell another story or narrative to her friend group, because it's funny because it's a pattern with them too, where there's some kind of disagreement and there's always a checking that happens. Somebody get checked. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the person who got the problem, but somebody get checked and then it's up, right? And then it's up. So when you see that checking, you got to get involved before it get up. And it's an unraveling that's very difficult. And so for me, that part of it is more difficult for us to deal with than
Rod,
our young men.
that's so crazy because that you say that, because I went and picked my daughter up from school one time. She's in middle school, and I witnessed a fight at the middle school. So when she got in the car, I was like, "Hey, you know them two girls that was fighting?" And she was like, "Yeah." Her homegirl was the aggressor. She
Yep.
was like, the girl said something to her in class, and she was like, "Bitch, when I see you outside of school, I'm smacking the shit out of you." And
Yeah.
like this is seventh grade. They 12, 13, 14. She saw her after school. I watched the whole fight. You know, as an older adult, we know the cues of like, oh,
Yes.
it's something it's something about to happen.
It's
You
an
know,
energy.
you see the kids start circling, the noise gets different. And then I saw one little girl like open hand smack the other one, and now they on the ground throwing scoop slamming each other and like getting full mount control and trying to ground and pound.
But they seeing that in our neighborhoods with their
They seen
mamas
it from their
because
mamas. They seen it from baddies.
I
They
got a
seeing
yeah,
it
they
love
seeing
and
it
hip
yes,
hop.
they seeing it on the internet.
they seeing it on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
So Rob, you touched on something about the young ladies. They may come with if I'm having a bad hair day, first person say something, I'm taking off, or they
Yeah.
may click up and grew up or whatever. That don't have nothing to do with the fact that they're ladies, but like, you talked about like self image, and I saw that Facebook and like YouTube lost a lawsuit about a month ago, about 3 weeks ago. Um, like, are you seeing like the impact of social media is having in schools, like, or how
Yes.
big? Because we hear it, but like you deal with it like firsthand every day. Like, what kind of impact are you seeing?
Because all of our personas are immediately tied to these avatars that's on. We show people what we want to show them. We've seen disagreements, and don't get me wrong, we don't. Let me fix one thing that I said. Now, the idea of a girl having a bad hair day and coming in and just smacking somebody, I mean, that's rare.
Yeah,
It would be a
I don't think it's
situation where
literal.
somebody they see themselves and they are self-conscious about it. It may not manifest in them trying to be violent. They'll be like, I don't want to go to class. Or I want to keep my hood on all day, or I want to do this. But they coming in on edge because of what they think other people are perceiving them to be.
Yeah.
So social media is so odd because it's a different existence online, and it's the best of us. So if you will talk down or you will do anything to try to harm the best of who I am, then you know what I'm saying, I don't know how to deal with that as a 14-year-old girl. Think about it. I post something, let's say let's say a girl posts something for her birthday, and let's say she had on an outfit and her hair was done, and this, that, third. It was my birthday, and this, that, and third. And let's say one girl post like a emoji on it laughing. It's up with her. Like, what you laughing at? And everybody
That
sees
shit
it.
sounds so crazy.
It's a show. And we have kids who will tell us, well, I put up a picture of myself for my birthday, and my hair was done and this, that, and third, and this girl laughed at it. And so I asked her, like, well, why did you laugh at it? And the other girl was like, because I wanted to. And then now you have a checking. And then the checking happens, and the checking is public, and now people's egos got a role to play. You know what I'm saying? Social media is dangerous in that, and it could be so powerful for our kids, right? Look at the teen takeover. That was social media, and it could be powerful. It could be powerful to do a number of different things, but none of us use social media the way we're supposed to. None of us. You know what I'm saying? We're not using it to organize against the stuff that we seeing. You know, social media is for our kids. Social media gives them an opportunity to dialogue in many ways with everybody around the world without parent supervision. You know what I'm saying? Or wisdom involved. They're just dialoguing, sharing things, talking things. I look at my own son, and my son got something to tell me every day about what happened at his high school. You know, and it always comes back to things that have started on social media. And if you want to know what's going on, you go to social media. Nobody's watching the news or the weather or anything like that. They go to social media.
Them comments tell it all, especially on Crime in the D when something happens. Them comments tell it all.
Dog, it happens so young. Like, my baby is in middle school, and like the social media shit is already popping for like them. They be having beef. The thing that you mentioned, the checking, I think that is so not funny, but I think that's so alarming because I see it every day with like, I work with women well into their fifth. I got a team full of women well into their late 40s, 50s, and like that be the like I'm a check. She says something to me I don't like. I'm gonna check that bitch when I see her. Like, that's the
damn, you got the energy too. You won't let nothing go. Like, hey, you challenging me. I'm gonna get you back.
No, I got it. I got that shit bad. Now,
but here's what we teach. This is a skill, but it's a skill because you do got to know how to check people, right? Here's how you do it. This is what we tell our kids, even when they do it the wrong way. We sit them down and we say, if you have a disagreement with somebody, you deal with it privately, you deal with it politely. You deal with it privately, you deal with it politely. Because if you ain't got the show, if you don't have the audience, you can get to a solution, right? So we do have kids. Shouts out to my kids, because we do have kids who will come and be like, such and such did this and it pissed me off. Can I talk to them one-on-one? Bet, come in here. I'll step out. Now, if and I have never been in a situation where I've done that, and I've heard, you know what I'm saying? I've heard, people getting messed up inside the office.
Man, shout out to you, man, for creating a culture where you got conflict resolution, because that's really what it is. And it sounds like you creating a culture in a safe place and teaching people those two things, politely and privately, are very, very important. Because you can tell a motherfucker exactly how you feel. Listen, I felt like you was being smart with me. I felt like you was trying to one up me in the meeting. It's not even with the girls. It's not at work.
Yeah.
You to the side, like, listen, I feel like we was in this meeting. You was trying to act like I didn't know what I was talking about. And you and I know exactly that why did you do that? It makes me feel less than. It makes me feel like you want my, whatever the case may be.
Listening to y'all talk about it with such eloquence and intelligence makes me feel like even more of a savage, because I had a problem with a nigga at work. And I told that nigga on a Teams call, I said, nigga, if we was in the same room, you wouldn't have the balls in between your legs to speak to me like that. Then I seen the nigga a month later. I told Jay about this shit. He was like, nigga, I could understand you seeing the nigga a week later or a day later. He was like, a month later, and you still on that hot shit. I seen that nigga a month later and confronted him like, hey, nigga, talk that shit now. We in the same office together. Talk to me like that now.
See, what we teach our kids too is that, you got logic on one side. I know I got my little boy thing going on. You got logic on one side, you got emotion on the other side. What you have to do is when you have an emotional situation, our kids, we talk about being deregulated, right? Deregulated. Like somebody picks you off, it deregulates your system. So you get deregulated. For you to get to a logical place, for some people it happens very quickly. For other people, it takes time. You know what I'm saying? So the logic is, if you do meet this dude or whatever, think about everything that you're gonna lose, or think about what's gonna happen if you get to scrapping with this dude, be it at work or be it out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And kids, they adhere to it the overwhelming majority of the time. Now, sometimes we don't get to stuff and things happen, but it's because of the fact that we'll ask them flat out when it happened, like, what deregulated you? And they know what that means. You know what I'm saying? So
damn, I gotta start
on my man a month later. You jumping on my. I hope. Did you jump on him?
No, but we had.
I ain't trying to incriminate you and all that.
No, I didn't. We were at work. It was I had to come. So I'm in leadership at work. We had to come in for all leadership meeting, but I know that he worked early, so I made it my business to get into the office.
That's your trauma. That's your trauma, Damon.
Before everybody got there, I made it my business to get there early so I can catch the nigga. Because I know I know he in the office about now. Let me get there about 15 minutes before he get there, because I'm gonna catch the nigga off guard.
Right, I'm not a therapist, but I just play one on this pod, and we have actually found out the traumatic event in Dame's life that happened. That he didn't stick up for himself one time when he was like 11, and now he doesn't want to feel this thing ever again. So nothing else. He will never let it go. He has to win, because this one time when he was a kid, he didn't stick up for himself.
The reason that you don't like that dude, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But
Jay.
basically, that's what it is. He just got to get over it, dog.
Yeah, and really, the reason you that mad at that dude don't really have nothing to do with him. It don't have nothing to do with him. It's because of what he talking about happened when you was 11.
So it's so funny. I follow this girl. Y'all follow Raquel, the capacity expert, on Instagram?
No, I'm not hip.
So I'm gonna play this video for her.
We've given emotions way too much attention, and I think that's part of the problem today. We've started treating them like they mean more than they actually do. Emotions are information. That's it. They tell you something is happening internally, but they don't tell you what's true, and they shouldn't be telling you what to do. And today you have so much confusion. People are like, what am I supposed to do with these emotions? Let me simplify it for you. You feel something, you recognize it. That's your awareness, but you don't stop there, and you don't automatically act on it either. And that's because your emotions, they change. They're inconsistent. They can be influenced by your past, your beliefs, your assumptions. So if you treat every emotion like it's important, you're going to feel all over the place. The work isn't to control your emotions, and it's not to center your life around them. It's to be able to feel something without letting it decide who you are. Because your emotions will change, but who you are needs to stay consistent. That's the difference. If you're not already receiving my capacity,
I like her so much because she is a therapist, the whole 9 yards. But we into this therapist speak now. And we use this shit as a crutch, and she call it out and be like, when you be like, I'm protecting my peace, you're not healed. Like, if one thing goes off with you and you can't do it anymore, you just put that shit in a little box. You are not healed. Like, you got to be able to have capacity to say, okay, this happened, but I'm still okay, or whatever. But like, the emotion is anger. But chemically, I said somebody like chemically in the brain, the emotion or the whatever happens is there for like 30 seconds. After that, that's you dwelling on it. You feel me? Like it is literally not in your body no more. You know what I'm saying? For Dame, it's been 30 years, but like it's not there no more, dog. It's not there no more. You feel me? Or when somebody disrespects you, the emotion is real. It just can't dictate everything else. But like having that conversation with kids at 13 and 14 years old and having them come to you, like you created a space where they were like, yo, I want to have a conversation with her. Hats off. Hats off.
Or email me and be like, look, I had a girl email me today, like, hey, if this girl said this to me, and if she say something to me on Monday, you gonna have to do something about it. And I would really ask that we sit down with you to talk about it, because and here's the thing, especially with girls, 9 times out of 10 they used to be cool. So one of the things I tell girls on the sly is stop telling everybody your secrets, because you mad at them because y'all don't get along no more, and she know everything there is to know about you. She know the stuff that you done did you shouldn't have did. She know your shame and all that stuff. So you got to be careful about it. But another part of it is, especially when dealing with adults who are dealing with kids who may have varying levels of respect paradigms, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? They got different definitions of respect and stuff like that. Dealing with the adults who deal with them, one of the things that we really work hard with our adults on is depersonalize it. Because whatever they have that's going on that manifested itself in their behavior towards you, unless you was on some BS, it don't have nothing to do with you. It doesn't. You got to depersonalize it. Because
4 agreements.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking about, the 4 agreements. Right. Don't take nothing personal.
Right. Absolutely.
I done read that book at least twice, and I gotta take more from it because you mentioned something good. What deregulated me? And while you said that, there's somebody that recently pissed me smooth the fuck off, and I'm trying to think like what deregulated me, and it's not even what they said. It was how it was delivered in my history with this person. That's all it is. They didn't even say nothing that fly to me. It's just that I know they tone and I know the history that we didn't had, and I don't like neither one of them. I don't like that shit.
Man, you know what's also interesting? Because I've seen, like, I went off work all this week, but like last week before I went on vacation, like I saw a conversation between 2 people, and I saw the instant when a person got on another motherfucker's nerves, right? And when I asked them what was up, how they reenacted the story was not the same tone that I literally saw it in, because I wasn't even a part of the conversation. She said da 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 da. I'm like, she did not say that like that. Like I saw it. Like that is not how it was said, but that's how it came across, right?
That's funny because I had that same shit with like somebody close to me. They was like, "Did you say it? Like, do you got?" I text them something that was just very black and white, and they was like, "Do you got an attitude?" I'm like, "Bitch, did you read it with an attitude?" Like the sentence is very straightforward.
Voice notes. I depending on who I'm talking to, I'll send a voice note so you can hear my tone. Cause like when you read that shit, you may catch it. You may think I mean something I don't mean. Voice notes is my friend. Voice notes is my friend. It delivers tone.
She don't deserve to hear my voice.
Wow.
All right. about those emotions. Rob, man, you got some new music on the way though, man. That's what we it's just so fun talking to you in general, man. We are all off the beaten path, you know what I'm saying?
Anytime. It's funny because the music that I make, it really don't have nothing to do with any of this. It don't have nothing to do with any of this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's on purpose. That's on purpose. So yeah.
So Regalia, the album dropped today. How you feeling about it?
I feel good. So it's on Bandcamp, you know what I'm saying? So I can try to scratch me together a few dollars before I put it on streaming. And streaming for artists like me is like an archival place. Like I ain't gonna make no money from it. And I didn't do no vinyl or nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? My rollout is a little bit different. I put this album out so I had something to perform over the summer and stuff of that nature. And I feel good about it. I feel like I took some chances. I feel like I tried some things that's different from in the past. And I've gotten a real good response to it so far. So yeah. Absolutely.
You said Bandcamp. You familiar with Even?
No.
Look up Even. Put your music on Even as well. They'll buy from you directly because people go and support you the way that you tell them to support you. And they will buy your project. You can set it up for it. They can you can put like a minimum price, and then they can pay whatever they want to. They feel like it's, you know what I'm saying? So Bandcamp, of course, Bandcamp is always going to be a thing. Even all the things that, and make that motherfucker available to buy on iTunes, because I still buy albums on iTunes. Like, to your point,
it will be.
Most independent artists, you're going to make more money if you just sell it to the people that will fuck with your music than you ever make streaming. Or when you send somebody a link, they got to your streaming link because you sent them the link. Fuck it, let me just send you the buy link.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you like this: the Bandcamp does the name your price thing too. So I put it up there for $10, but I've had people, especially from overseas, I've had people buy it for $150. I've had people just kind of put that money on me like that to just show the support for what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and that's really cool. I'm very appreciative of that. So, it I don't really do music to make money. Like, I don't look at it as being a commercial venture. I look at it as like a journal. At this point, I've been doing. Damn, no, I've been making music so long that for me, it just kind of captures these times. Like the last project I did, I'm Free Black, captured all the music that I did in between the death of my mama and the death of my pops, which was from essentially 2017 through 2021. And then this one captures all the music that I made or all the stuff I was doing between me getting my PhD in December of 23 to about 2 months ago. I mean, actually, I finished mixing a song less than 24 hours ago to go on this project because I had to set a date for it, because I had to put it out because I'm going to continue to make music. Like, it's what I do. It's like working on cars. It's like going fishing and all that for me. It's just what I do. People send me their projects, I'm going to mix it. People send me their projects, I'm going to master it. You know, I'm always around music.
Man, I got two questions for you, Rod. You love hip hop. You feel me? Like, we come from a different era where, like, I don't know, it was just something about it that, like, I'm gonna be, even though hip hop is the most destructive music, it's too late. I'm tapped in with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the music that I love is the most destructive, but I'm grandfathered in. You feel me?
Right.
Do you think the kids love this version of hip hop the same way that you love hip hop? Is there something that these people love that much?
No, I don't think kids love anything. I don't think kids love anything because they have so much choice. When we were growing up, if I bought Slim Calhoun album in 1997 or 98, if I bought it and it sucked, I had to find something about it to like. I was stuck with that album, and we had to find things to love about our worlds. Now they don't have to do that. They can pick like we had cable. You know what I'm saying? You had the cable in your house. You might not have had cable. You had to find your show. We was 13 watching Golden Girls, right? You had to love what you had access to, and because they have access to everything, you know, it's more difficult for them. Like, hip hop at this point and music itself is a disposable thing. Music is a secondary activity to them. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to be tied to something else. We're in the era of short form video content. We're in the form of people say that they have ADHD, you know what I'm saying, as they're kind of self-diagnosing, but we as a society, we kind of move so quickly. So no, they don't love it. They don't love you know what I'm saying? I don't want to call no artists out or anything like that, but they're not building the attachment with the stories and the artists that is necessary for those artists to be able to sustain a lifestyle making music only. You have plenty of hip hop artists that's like, music just gave me the platform to do the things that I really want to do.
Yeah.
Right. You know, but the good thing about it though is the people who are keeping the art form open are people who are creating authentic connections with people through the stories that they tell, through the music that they make, it through the manner in which they feel like they can touch people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't not the kids though. The kids is like, as long as the beat hard, whatever. But I loved Too Short when I was growing up. Too Short, you know what I'm
Same.
saying?
It's funny that you mentioned that Slim Calhoun album because as soon as you said it, I was like, that album was terrible. I hated. I bought it and it wasn't good. But like you say, I had spent $14 for the CD. Bitch, I'm gonna enjoy something. I'm gonna find.
The first CD I bought
Mm-hmm.
was Dies Effects Straight Up Suicide
Woo!
in
The
Tennessee. In Tennessee in a Walmart before Walmart was in Michigan, because I only can afford a CD. I only had like a couple dollars, and that CD just was gonna be the first thing. Of course, I had tapes and shit before, but like the first CD I bought with my own money, it was Straight Up Suicide from Dies Effects, and it was like one or two songs on there, and the rest of the CD is just like it's just gonna be good, or or like what else could I do? You feel me?
I wouldn't let nobody hate on Dogfather. You remember when Dogfather came out and people was like, "Oh, it ain't good as Doggy Style." Man, I listened to Dogfather so much because I had it. I was like, "This got some joints on it. I don't know what you're talking about. It got some records on it. You just got to listen to it." And I don't think that there's anything that gets to grow on people anymore. You don't have time. Ain't nobody talking about the J. Cole album no more.
Shit. Well, I'm about to use that as an example because I'm still listening to it, and like I was having a conversation at dinner last night about J. Cole because his tour kicks off the same day that Jay-Z shit is in New York, right? Mm-hmm. And J. Cole sells a lot of fucking tickets, and them tickets is really expensive. And it was like, yo, don't nobody listen to J. Cole. And I was like, I don't think y'all understand because he don't come out.
Still listen to that album,
and he still come outside when he don't come outside normal, but like via his YouTube and I'm following everything. I saw when he went to these colleges and how all the people came out and everybody came out with like stories. Oh, I thought you was gonna be here. We wasn't even sure. I just been out here for 7 hours. And I love you so much and stuff like that. Yeah. So like there are like artists who I was surprised on college campuses because I didn't know that the young girls and the young kids still fuck with him. Because on the internet, they make the internet's not real life. You feel me? Because in real life, people be tapped in.
It's not. And I'll say this, I think we got to keep in mind too that the internet exposes us to every plausible opinion about shit. Right? Every plausible opinion about shit. So you know, it's gonna be people that's gonna be like, J. Cole is. They still tripping off him apologizing or taking the song off. You know what I'm saying? And you got the vast majority of people who they built some kind of attachment with something that he did that they will never turn their back on him.
You know, and that's so real to me because, like when you say people don't build emotional or they're not. A lot of artists aren't giving you something to latch on to. When I think about like why I like J. Cole, I remember seeing J. Cole in concert when he just had 2 mixtapes out. And that nigga rocked the show for an hour and a half at the World Oak Music Theater. And when I look back on it, it's probably damn near 20 years now. But like that made me a fan. Yeah. Like, and he didn't have like I said, this is before the debut album dropped. I was like, oh, I like this Cole nigga. Like he gonna be something. And now to see him at such a larger scale, like I'm still, but I grew emotionally attached to the music. I can connect a J. Cole experience to a time in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And can I say this too? Shouts out to artists that are really, really performing their asses off right now. Like they're not getting up, you know, and no disrespect to nobody, but it's one thing to just put the song on and you get up and you rap a few of the lyrics and you leave a lot of the breaths out. I have such a deep appreciation for people who are working the craft of performing their music, because if you see a good ass performance, you never forget that artist. You will support them forever. Shouts out to, because I performed Saturday. I just did a couple joints off the album or whatever. And I was reminded very quickly of the fact that you got to prepare. I've been living with this music. Don't get it twisted. I've been living with this music for a year, right? Like living with it, listening to it. My kids tired of hearing it. You know what I'm saying? My kids are sick of it. And I got up there on stage and I knew the song or whatever, but you get those blinks or whatever. So shout out to Devon the Illest. Devon the Illest is from Flint actually, but he was performing that night, and he's been performing all over the region or whatever. But the degree to which he performs is bar none. Shout out to people like Charity. Shout out to
Yeah.
I mean, they are performing, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's like J. Cole. There are people who are building lifelong connections with people based on how much respect you have for the fact that they have their craft together.
Low key, right before the pandemic, right before we went in the house, I went and saw Big Crit, Rhapsody, and Damani. T.I. son Damani. And Damani, shit, that might have been 5 years ago now. You know what I'm saying? He killed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he killed that shit and then got off stage and came in the audience and chilled. You know what I'm saying? I kicked it with him for how I said, I'm like, oh, I fuck with him. One, because the music is good. It was like, this don't sound like my daddy music. And I love your daddy music, but this don't sound like my daddy music. It's his own thoughtful, own whatever. And I hadn't heard this music before. I didn't know he opened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know he was about to perform or whatever. And like, oh, this shit sound good. And he performed his ass off and then came in and walked through the crowd and like was fucking with people. I'm like, oh, I'm a fan. So I've been listening, and then all this 50 shit, and now everybody's like, yo, Damani Cole. I'm like, no, Damani Ben Cole. But because you seen him I seen him live and perform the correct way on a song I never heard before, and it just wasn't a CD playing. It's like, I mean, y'all know because y'all perform. Like, there's a certain distance you need to hold the microphone where that you can yell and it don't get distorted. I can still hear you clearly and the music, but like instead of
right.
You know,
go ahead, bro.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off either. I was gonna mention to you about like the performance aspect will make you fall in love with a song differently. When we was talking about, y'all was talking about shows right before the pandemic, I saw Griselda at St. Andrews like a couple weeks before the pandemic. And I've been wanting to see them niggas so bad. And I almost didn't go to the concert because it was just so fucking cold that night. And I was like, I don't feel like standing out there. But needless to say, I went to the concert. It was probably 3 weeks later. We was in the house for 6 years. But Conway got up there and he closed the show out performing The Cow. And like, I've heard the song, but like to see the emotional performance from it, like it made me feel differently about, you know, the artist, the song. I was like, this nigga really, like, he got shot in his face and now he rapping about almost dying. And then me and Jay had the pleasure to do Tampon Palooza a couple weeks ago. And I always made mention, this is probably the second or third time I mentioned it, Ishi Cash, the 4-1 Princess, she got up there and performed this song. And like, she didn't have, like, she only had like the ad libs on the backing track. And she got up there and like rapped the fuck out of this shit and like put on a performance. And I was like, yo, she was polished. And you just don't see a lot of niggas, they be doing like the karaoke shit. Like, she just had the instrumental and she got up there and killed that shit.
Yeah. I mean,
and that made me really remember the song.
There are people from our generation, right? There are people from our generation that do not understand the affinity that people have for people like Busta Rhymes. If you have not seen Busta Rhymes perform live, you won't get it. Like, because does Busta Rhymes have a classic album? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? No, probably not.
I'll say it. No, absolutely not.
Disaster Strikes is one.
Classic songs, classic
singles. But if you see him perform, you understand why Spliff Star is so famous, right? You understand it. Like, there are artists who, you know, even if you go see like a Big Daddy Kane right now, there are people like even somebody like Common. Like, I think that we see these videos, we listen to these records, so on and so forth, or whatever, and we don't realize that these people are from rappers. Shout out to Buff One, right? My man Jamal from Ace Deuce, right? He is. We work together in terms of working with artists working with young artists, Formula 734 programs, stuff like that. Shout out to Washington County, my brother's keeper, so on and so forth. And one thing that I have told him is, I need y'all to understand, he's a professional rapper. Like, he's going to get up and be crisp, be solid, know how to interact with the crowd, know how to read the room, this, that, and the third. And that's why I lift Black Thought so high too, because Black Thought gets up and is precise, right? And the
With
band
everything he
whatever,
does.
with everything, and the band can do whatever they want to do up there. They can. I've seen the Roots perform where Black Thought where they're performing or whatever, and they realize that the crowd is in like a hush, and they just start doing like lounge jazz. They start just going doom 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 doom. Where y'all at? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Just the way in which they feed off the crowd and everything. And I just don't see that you see that no more.
I saw the Roots perform once, and it's one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. And they did a version of "You Got Me" that I taped because I've never heard this interpretation or the instrumentation that they use for this version of "You Got Me" ever in my entire life. I've seen that song performed on TV in different settings, and I got a completely unique experience of the song in concert. So the Roots are top tier. Black Thought, literally, the concert kicked off. It was no like DJ bringing him out. The lights went down. Black Thought came out rapping his ass off, and that was the start of the concert.
That's just the whole. That's just the whole. I saw them at
no intro. I saw him in Denver. No intro. No nothing. Like, we saw Questlove, literally the Fro, come out and hit the drums. That nigga started playing something on the drums. Black Thought immediately came out, started rapping. That was the beginning of the show. Them niggas did 2 hours.
Man,
solid hours.
You would think, because people enjoy seeing live entertainment and going to concerts so much, that people would like, I'll make sure I had a dope show so people would want to come see me. Because it's a thing. You feel me? Like,
absolutely. It's just the unfortunate part is when you get to a certain level, now they done price people out of the market. You know
I really wanted to go to the J. Cole concert, but I'm not spending $500.
I wanted to take my son to see Tyler, the Creator, last summer. And for me to get relatively decent seats at Little Caesars for both of us with the tickets and the fees, it was like $730. I said, am I going to spend $730 on these tickets to go see him when I can go on YouTube and we can get kind of some semblance of the fun?
Man.
Or I can take that $7 and I can go buy some shoes and some clothes or invest, whatever. Right?
The Kendrick Lamar tickets was out of my range. So I went to the what was the album right before this one? Not the GNX. I went to the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers at LCA. And it was an amazing show. You feel me? I wasn't even gonna go last minute. I got some tickets and shit, maybe $120 or some shit like that. Cool. It's about three times that now.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
With that, crazy.
So I was like, it's not this time. Not this time. Like, if I hadn't seen you the first time, probably.
Yeah.
But
I went and saw him.
But you told me he ain't even do the disappearing shit at LCA.
No, he didn't do the disappearing shit. Yo, that shit was crazy. He did something different every city and shit, but it was different. But I'm like, yo, if this nigga gonna disappear, because it was.
That's what I want to see. Shit.
I low key actually went because I recorded some of the concert on my phone, right? And I actually did go back and relive it recently. Yeah. I know people said people don't do that. You're never gonna watch it again. Yes, the fuck I am.
I'm gonna tell you, I saw Kendrick right after Good Kid, Mad City. He was opening. Was he opening for Yeezus? When I went to see Yeezus, the Yeezus album, whatever.
Man.
He was opening for either Yeezus or he was opening for Jay or somebody. He was opening. And I mean, first of all, when I heard Good Kid, Mad City, I was like, this is phenomenal, right? This is something that, I mean, I knew about Kendrick during the Section 80 and all that stuff because I be tuned in. But he was an easy ticket back then. But now, you know what I'm saying? You deal with somebody that's in the top 5 to 10% of artists, you're going to pay a grip to see them. Man. You're going to pay a grip, and it's unreal.
I got tickets to Yeezus concert when it was coming here, and
We were supposed to go.
from work. You know what I'm saying? I got when I was
Yeah.
working at the credit union, I got tickets, and I think this is when Kim got robbed in Paris or some shit, and they canceled the show. And then
wow.
it never happened. And like he didn't reschedule it. Like, so I'm like, I finally got tickets to go see this.
Yeah.
Didn't happen, dog.
Nigga, I remember you hit me up like, hey, we got tickets to go see Kanye West. I was like, bet. And then it got canceled.
Man, that shit hurt.
When you was talking about reliving concerts, like, nigga, at the Griselda shit, West Side Gun did my favorite song of his, SummerSlam 88. Like, nigga, I went back and watched the video. Like, I love this song. The performance was so fucking good. Like, I be reliving shit in my phone. Nigga, we seen Boosie when you took me to the other concert from the job. I don't want to say took me, because that sounded like we was on a date. But when we went to see that other concert down at LCA, and Boosie came out, nigga. I recorded Boosie whole performance. Cause like, nigga, what on my bucket list?
Because he only got
was
2
to see-
songs.
No, nigga, I wanted to hear "Wipe Me Down" in person, and I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga, the biggest song Boosie got is not even his song.
That's facts.
That's a Webby song.
Yeah, and the most popular line from that song is somebody else that ain't Weeby or Boosie.
Yeah,
It's from the other dude, right?
Yeah.
Shoulders, chest, pants, shoes.
No, when he
So,
say I pull up in the club VIP.
No.
Yeah.
I was just talking shit.
Yeah, right.
Right, so we talking about performance. What's a record either that you love to perform or can't wait to perform off of this new project?
I always like to do I Can Deal With That. The thing about I Can Deal With That is it serves 2 purposes really. Just in terms of kind of introducing people to kind of who I am as an MC, because I'm still technically, there's a lot of people who don't know about me like that. You know, I perform when I want to perform. I put music out when I want to put music out. So it kind of introduces people to me. When you listen to the record, one thing I did a couple days ago as a challenge is it counts 1 through 11, these 1 through 11 numbers. And I'm challenging people to kind of tell me what are the numbers sampled from. You know, every record is sampled. It's kind of like a homage to, you know, my history in music. So it's across the history of music where it's like one is from a song, 2 is from another song from a different place in a different time, 3 is from another song. So performing that has been fun. I also like to perform goodies. I want to perform goodies one day. Goodies is a fun record. It was a fun record to put together. And they got a guy on there named Dave Coder who is killing. You know, I don't know if y'all know about the Cypher Society stuff. The Cypher Society, the Cypher Society. It's just, you know, it's a bunch of guys that's getting together and they just killing a bunch of records back and forth. Dave Coder has been ill for like 11 years. I learned about it. Shout out to Damn Jams and all of them. I learned about him a long time ago, and to have him finally on the record with me is fantastic. I want to perform that.
You got Mama Soul on the record?
I got Mama Soul. Mama Soul is let me tell you about Mama Soul. You know Mama Soul, right? You know Mama Soul.
I met her through the studio, and then when she came in with a couple different guests, and I got really familiar afterwards. Yeah.
Mama Soul was there when I graduated from high school. You know, shout out to Flint Central. They about to knock Flint Central down. But shout out to Flint Central. She was there when I got to college. Because she was at EMU too. To have a record with her, because if you are around Mama Soul enough, you recognize how truly special she is as a person, and how, you know, how like Dave Chappelle would talk about people got like that Rick James, that orange glow. There's a glow around her presence that is
warm.
It's warm. And like, you know, when I go to Flint, I try to stop by, and you go into her house, and it's like you step into a place of like this spiritual awakening, bro. And so, you know, I asked her about the record. The record is called Faith, because it starts to bring the album full circle. Because really, when it comes to the album, if I could, the album really is about the journey that I went through. after I got my PhD. And essentially, I thought that I had everything figured out. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I had everything kind of in my pocket. I had a PhD. I was making money, had a great family. My kids is doing well, so on and so forth. And I ended up getting a divorce. I ended up getting separated from my wife and eventually got divorced, my ex-wife now. And shouts out to her at the end of the day. But the emotions, the whirlwind and roller coaster of emotions I went through from getting a PhD to getting separated to starting to act like I'm getting out in the world to hurting people to while this whole thing is going on, I'm making music. So I'm making music with different artists. So you got me making music with different artists all throughout the course of the rest of the project. Then when we get to the Faith record, it's kind of like Mama Soul kind of operate almost like as the voice of God in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who she kind of is in my world to a degree. I mean, just in terms of a person that is so spiritually led, and a person who is so absolutely convinced about who she is and what role she has to play in impacting people. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing. So I love to do that record too. Don't get it fucked up. I love to do that record. I love to do. I mean, anyone can't make it up. I do can't make it up every time I perform. Can't make it up is just like, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more braggadocious, you know what I'm saying, type stuff. It's a fun record to do. So I like to perform. And what I want to do is I kind of want to, that's one of the reasons I kind of put it out the way I want to put it out, because I'm kind of letting this album kind of be my precursor to a bigger conversation about middle-aged Black men health, because I got to get my, you know what I'm saying, I got to get my health in order to be able to perform this record the way I want to, the way I want to do it. So kind of capturing that journey as well. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff on there that I like.
Man, that the health, the middle-aged Black man health conversation, I'm such a proponent and an advocate of that because of the things that I've gone through personally and just see, like Black men become the statistics in so many things when it comes to their health. I know for me, I've talked about it extensively and going through the open heart surgery. And one of the reasons that like I really pushed, because I've been something that I've been putting off for years and I was scared to do it. And I was having a conversation with a gentleman, and he showed me, he was like, youngin, I calling me a youngin. He was like, dog, I got a complete heart transplant. And like we sitting here having this conversation. He was like, you can go through what you're going through because I got a whole new heart. It's like I was dead on the table for 20 minutes, got a whole new heart. He was like, they just fixing your shit. And it made me seem like, damn, maybe it's not that bad.
Right.
And then you had mentioned something about divorce and a conversation that me and you had that put things into perspective for me. Because me and you had a conversation, and you was like, man, you went through a divorce. Mike went through a divorce. He was like, that's how I knew I would get through it and it wouldn't kill me. But I remember going through my divorce and thinking like I was just doing that shit by myself. And
Yes.
like I was dying. Like in my mind, I was
Yes.
like, it was one of the hardest things that I ever went through. I never forget, I lost my mother in January. I'm still grieving my mother passing. And
Yeah.
then my ex-wife, my sister-in-law, I saw my sister-in-law on my porch one day and I was pulling up. I'm like, what the fuck you doing here? Not that we got any beef or nothing, but I was
Right.
like, what the fuck you doing here? She like to serve you. And I was like,
Wow.
shit. But it, and even though, and it had hurt, but even though at that time we had been separated for like 4 years, I had moved on with my life. She had met her now second husband. I had moved on in a different relationship, like was with somebody, and it still was like one of the hardest things that I had to go through. And I felt at the time I was just dealing with it by myself. But I
Yeah.
watched, but like you before me, or but like me before you, rather.
Yeah.
I
Right.
watched one of my close homeboys go through a divorce, and it was devastating. But I was like, this nigga, he shook that shit off. He regained his life. Like he
Yeah.
was he was good. So I was like, well, maybe I can do that shit too and be good after a while. And it's like anything that you go through in life. Yeah, you're gonna struggle at one point with it. It's not gonna be cool,
Yes,
but like nothing lasts forever in that type of thing.
Man,
absolutely.
I
I'm
saw
sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I saw a tweet this week. It says, no matter what you going through in life, if you go on Reddit, somebody is going through the exact same thing.
Yeah,
And there's a whole conversation about it. And I was like, yo, you can everything is on Reddit. Like there is a
yes,
conversation about, hey, that one time I stubbed my toe and then got bit by a dog and then my girl dumped me. 73 comments. Like, yikes. It's crazy.
right. I just so I captured some of that, right? I captured some of that on the project. I got a song on there called Dawn. And so I felt like at one point it was so hard for me to deal with. I felt like the only way I could survive was to become a monster, was to become a person that blocked out any desire to have a gainful kind of relationship and just go for dolo. And in the hook of the song, I said if I could cut a chunk out of the sun and make you one, I would do it for you, right? Because it was a level. What I realized was it was a level of I didn't think I could ever experience that type of love for a person again. Ever. Like I had become that monster, like, oh no, I'm just going, what I'm saying? I'm just going to protect myself by being cut like this. And the whole time while I processed it, I continued to be a father. I continued to be, even when I was separated, I continued to be, a faithful husband, so on and so forth, and all that. And I can see, but what I did realize early on was I knew more brothers that had went through it that then did not go through it. That was my age. I knew way more guys that had went through it, and they all told me like, what I'm saying, you're gonna have to go through these waves, and it's going to get better. It's going to get easier. It's going to, and what you're gonna learn is you're gonna learn more about yourself than you will ever learn about that person. And
Yeah.
so I had to kind of grow through it in order for me to make it. And like I said, I did call on you, Dave. Like, what I'm saying, I had a conversation with a lot of guys because I was so hurt. And so this album, there's a roller coaster that kind of plays throughout the album. You'll hear a roller coaster here and there because it come in waves. There are some times where I'm like, hey, life is good. I got money in my pocket. My kids is chilling. I got I got a nice babe on my arm that I kick it with and we talk and we have a good relationship. And then you kind of go through this downward spiral where you be like, why you do that to me? Why would anybody do that to me? Or why would anybody want to take my kids away from me a week at a time or something like that? But what you come to realize is that people grow, people change, and it's not done out of malice. It's just that people want what they want. And so what I'll say is that, and I said what I said on the album, what I'm saying? At one point I said, I was having a conversation with my kids on the album and said, me and your mom ain't together now. 17 years holding, chose to set it down. Everything changed on that Mars Day. Me and you, this new you and the old me had to part ways. Mind, body, spirit, summer night, Sade. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure every DM I can carpe. So
Bars.
you know what I'm saying? Every DM I can carpe. And then I said respect, I said that's the way it goes. That's what Allah say. Respect and strategy, although we in an odd place. So although we don't kick it, although we don't have the same kind of relationship, we know that it's about them. And so I never would allow anybody to disrespect.
Man, this is what albums are supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is what albums are supposed to be. Like artistic expression, like to your point, journal, or I forget the word that you use, but like I can't wait to listen now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not because of the situation, but because of the expression, because of the
So when you had sent me the album, you didn't send me a track list. You just sent me the album. And when I first listened to that song, I was like, I knew you wanted me just to listen to the album. So I knew there were certain information that you were leaving out for that reason. Like, I just want you to listen to it. If I knew in advance where everything was, because like our homie Pedro on the album, I probably would have jumped like to one of them because I like to hear Pedro rap.
Right.
But listen to it through its entirety. But when you talk about the divorce, and not to even harp on it, but like the emotional toll, the ups and downs, the I know for me, the realization, I never forget the day that the divorce was official, or just talking about my process. Like, I just concentrate on that. I remember we went to court once, and we had been separated for so long, like we didn't have to go through a cooling down period, which they make you wait 6 months off jump. But we were separated so long, we didn't have to go through a cooling out period. But child support hadn't come back with the recommendation yet, so she was like, "I'm extend. We'll reconvene 30 days from now." When I came back 30 days later and child support was all in order and the judge banged the gavel, she told us, she was like, "You all have been," she like, "this just makes it official." She like, "You were divorced long before you came into my courtroom."
Right.
And I remember walking downstairs. We got in the elevator together. We came downstairs. We sat on a bench outside of the courtroom and had a conversation. She said something to me that I will probably take to the grave that broke my heart again. Like, I
Yes.
was already broke my heart again. And I sat outside of the bench in front of the courthouse. Like, this was early in the day, it was before noon, and nigga, I cried on that
Yes.
bench for probably about an hour because realizing, like, yo, even though we had been divorced, I had moved on with my life. It was done with. She said something to me that hurt my feelings, and then I had that final realization, like, nigga, on paper we are no more. Like, the girl that I fell in love with in 11th grade is not the woman that just walked away in
Right.
heels on this court step. And I am not the brash young boy that she fell in love with. And just the realization of it, like the finality, it being over, like it just took me down a whole nother emotional roller coaster with it. And then I remember having that talk with the kids, like, look, me and your mama, we were married. We not anymore. I don't, what she does is her business. What I do
Yep.
is my business. You don't
Yep.
have to feel like you got to play a side with it. We love you together.
Yeah. Right.
I'm always going to be your dad, but just us being like, I'm not coming over grandma's house for Thanksgiving no more. Your
Right.
mama has a new husband. I'm not, she not coming to our house to my parents' house for Christmas. Like, cause I'm
Right.
moving on. And it was just the finality of it was tough. And listening to you talk about it, not that it replayed again, but it's relevant to me because I lived it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
And
what
I go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and that's what I love about music. Like, sometimes it just connects to you in that way that, like, you lived it. This is something that you went through. This is,
Yeah.
when I listen to Killer Mike's album and certain songs on there, I remember I tweeted Killer Mike. I was like, nigga, you took pages from my life and made it like, and he
Yeah.
retweeted it. Like, you took pages from my life and made an album out of it. Cause, like, nigga, I lived through some of this shit. Like, this is my exact experience in certain pockets of my life. And that's what I enjoy about music.
Moments in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I'll say is that that's why I could have put it on Bandcamp for free. I know I'm putting it on Spotify. I don't, it doesn't, the process of publishing it is another step. Today was another step for me because for me to own the fact that not only was I not perfect, and not only do I have to be able to move forward in a way that doesn't say, well, this is what you did to me. I have to, I had to hear myself say that, right? I had to hear myself say that and proclaim it in a way because me putting out an album, You know what I'm saying? I am telling everybody in my network where I am with this whole thing. You understand what I'm saying? I had to.
Oh no, for sure.
It's like, and I think when the roller coaster goes down these days, it's because I mourn for the person that I was in that time period, because I was really, really in a dark place. You know what I'm saying? Not, obviously not in a place where I was a danger to anybody, because again, it was brothers like you that said you gonna make it, but it's gonna be you about to go through the ring of fire. You're gonna go through the ring of fire. And I tried to I worked on music. I took another job. I became the Prince Ware Rouge. I started to just do puzzles with my mind in order to have something else to dedicate all of that thinking energy. Because if I only dedicated it to the why, then I would have went crazy, and still to this day, just being frank with you, although I have questions, you know what I'm saying? I when I get questions, I pray about it, because I'm like, if it's intended for me to really understand or know, God will reveal it to me. And he's revealed enough of it to me for me to be like, okay, I can live with that. And so the music that I made, this album is about me. The reason I called it Regalia is because Regalia, is the robe and stuff you get when you graduate from college. And I wasn't trying to bite Kanye or nothing like that, but that's the most expensive piece of clothing that I own, is my doctoral regalia. You know what I'm saying? And you think that you have accomplished something. It's kind of weird, because it ties into the whole graduation piece, where it's like, you think that you have accomplished something, and you have this monument of your accomplishment, but my diploma from getting my PhD is still in the envelope. You know what I'm saying? It's still in the envelope. And these are the things that we get when we accomplish certain things. I thought that I had everything. What happens when you get everything that you want? God will put something in your life that will challenge you to move to the next step. And for me, it was that. You understand?
I feel you completely, and I also feel like, as creatives, like, it's not necessarily that it's intentional, but sometimes in order for me to create, there are parts of my life that I never planned on sharing that come out and have to be shared in order
Mm-hmm.
for me. It's not for everybody else to have the story, but this is my therapy. It's also for me to deal with it, because I think about me and Jay's journey through Shop Talk,
Mm-hmm.
and the loss of parents,
Mm-hmm.
births, my health challenges, just things that me and him have gone through personally. I remember when Jay was in transition between jobs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just different ups and downs that we have gone through in these last 10 years. And it's like, do did I intentionally wake up and want to talk about, you know, strife I may be going through with the mother of my child? Not necessarily, but like, it plays into, you know, this, I guess, this platform and this gift that I've been given. And in order for me to be my best at what I do, I got to digest it and deal with it the best way I know how.
Man, this shit got to be released, man. It got to be
Yeah.
released one way or another. And some people process is through writing, through
Mm-hmm.
video, through speaking, through music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, I joke a lot on the pod, or I be going back and forth for niggas on the internet or what have you. But like, I'll respond to somebody, and then as soon as I type out the response, I'll delete it, and then I'm
Yes.
fine. Like, I'm
Yep.
fine with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
like, as soon as I type it, send, delete, but it's out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
Yep.
It's like this. It's a release. You know what I'm saying? Or if I type out some shit, sometimes I have to get it out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get it out, and then once it's out, all right, cool, we'll move on. And
Yeah.
it will leave you. at some point, like whether it's in an argument where you heat it, you accidentally tell them the 100% truth. The reason that crime scene or detectives are so effective in getting a confession is because you want to tell. You want this shit out of you. You feel me? Some people will. You won't tell the police, but you wouldn't tell your soulmate, your cellmate. You told your brother. You don't want that shit in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Right.
you gotta get that shit out. Some people will let it out. It's probably healthier to let that shit out slowly through a balloon, and then some people that shit pop. You held it in for so long, and it comes out as It's very destructive when it comes out, right?
Absolutely.
But you gotta get this shit out. Now, some people
Man,
get it
I
out
went
through
I went through a
therapy.
situation like that just this week. Like I've been holding on to something for so long, and somebody said, and the person that I've been holding back from said something to me, and I was just like, you know what? No, it wasn't even like me going crazy on them. It's something I
Yeah.
know I was been teetering on. I've been kind of on the fence about, and then like they said something to me, I was like, "Damn, you know, you dead fucking wrong," and I just had to say it and be done with it. And while I know it may have hurt somebody on a different side, like for me, it was like, okay, now it's time to move forward. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yes.
I've released it. You know what? I not to chuckle. I was looking at something on my couch because like I had also something deregulated me this week.
Yeah.
In terms of an item that I bought and having to go back and forth with the company, and it turned me into a complete fucking animal
Yeah.
because of how they were. I ordered something for my son
Mhm.
and they sent me the wrong shit. Like, not wrong size, two different items than what I ordered and paid for. Two completely different items. A, a hoodie with pearls on it and this pair of bedazzled jeans. I didn't order neither one of these shits. I ordered camo shorts and a fucking hoodie. I reached out to the company like, hey, y'all sent me the wrong thing. They was like, well, we don't do refunds. I said, cool.
I didn't ask you for a
Wow.
refund.
I didn't, yeah.
Wow.
I just want the right shit. I don't care
Right.
about keep the money. How do I send back these bedazzled jeans and this beanie cap with pearls on it? Because nobody in this house or associated with my name is gonna wear these clothes. And we went back and forth, and I had to go through like this appeal process with them. And then I was like, you know what? I paid the $1.99 for shipping insurance. I didn't get none of my shit. Let's just skip past all the back and forth and red tape. And I was like, I'm just going to invoke the insurance clause. And they was like, but you already told us that I don't give a fuck what I told you. I got insurance on the shit. Nothing
It,
ever came to my
it
house
didn't.
at this point.
I ain't get my package because this not my
Yeah.
package.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going through sending y'all pictures and I'm gonna throw this shit. Well, I'll probably donate it, but I'm not gonna go back and forth and sending y'all pictures and all that. I ain't never
Mhm.
get the shit. Insurance me, nigga. Like, let's open up a claim and end this shit.
Yeah.
Story
Yeah.
time with Dame. I had a bad week with this company.
You got it.
Bad week.
You have to deal with your emotions, man. And like I said, this me doing this project was me kind of dealing with it caught me dealing with my emotions over the course of it all. I tried to keep doing music. It kept manifesting itself through the music. But now that I've said what I need to say, you know what I'm saying? I can get back to, rapping because I like to rap. The last song is called Outer Heaven. You know what I'm saying? Where I just kind of, looking up, I'm in outer heaven, patting pockets, making sure I got everything. I used to think being smart was embarrassing. A 2.0 boy before made a better king, so I get to push the reset button on doing the things that really make me who I am now that I've had the opportunity to process the bullshit, the stuff that I went through. You know what I'm
Do you
saying?
have
And I'm
do you have any shows coming up or any performances coming up?
not yet. I mean, I did like I did something. Shout out to Louis Cypher out at in Ypsilanti at Ziggy's. I did a couple joints out there. I haven't really done that yet because I really want to. I really wanted to kind of get this out of the way, but they'll be coming, especially over the summer.
Well, man,
And I
listen, man,
want to, you know,
I'm gonna digest this album, and whenever you do got a show or performance, now I would love to come out. You know what I'm saying, and support.
absolutely,
So just let us
absolutely.
know, man. We'll be there.
Yeah.
God,
Hopefully
I'd
we can get
appreciate
this
it.
song. We can get the song hurry up and done. So when you do got something, I can come out and do our song together, and we add it to the show, add it to the
And
set list.
listen. I remember Jay. I remember when Dame and I first worked together on a song back in 2002 called Rocky and Bullshit.
I ain't had no kids, man.
Didn't
My
have no
ex-wife was
kids.
pregnant. She was pregnant when we went over to Mike's grandma's house, like big belly pregnant when
Yeah,
I first met y'all.
I made a beat out of a sample. I forget who that sample was from. It was like from the Commodores or something. And we was just talking about hip hop, how we love hip hop, this, that, and third. And here, Dame got one of the most distinct voices on the mic of all time. So I always said, hey, I know he like beats without no drums too. So anytime
Yeah,
I
he
get
don't
like
like
an
structure.
interlude, yeah, right, right. So I could just be like, hey, the song is called this, hear the beat, and he would come and he would knock it out. He did that on both of the, on two of the last Dirty Old Man projects. And shout out to the Dirty Old Men. The Dirty Old Men is a group of producers that I've been working with all over the world for the last 10 years now. And my man JB Swift from the D, him and Agent Smith 78 from Chicago just put an album out called The Trouble Is. That's also on Bandcamp. We always do Bandcamp first because that's where the love be at. Before we put it on streaming. That's crazy. That got Finale on it. Shout out to Finale. Shout out to Spectac. Shout out to V Style. Shout out to everybody that jumped on that too. And so we just making music. We just trying to die empty. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go out one day. Let's just put out as much music as we can. Let's do the other things to handle business and not just, not rely on making music to just, to pat our pockets, but let's just get out there and say what we gotta say. So that's what we all do.
Man. There you have it. Regalia.
Yeah.
Bandcamp. Rod,
Streaming on Tuesday. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay. No, you all good. Traditionally, when we have an artist on, that's always my music pick of the week. Give me a song that we can put out there for people to listen to get to know more about you, what you're doing, and just you as an artist.
I can deal with that. That's the single. I can deal with that. It's on Bandcamp, and like I said, everything will be up on streaming on in the next couple of days. But we started there. It's called I Can Deal With That.
Well, we want to funnel people to Bandcamp to buy the music.
Absolutely.
That's buy the art from the artist. We always preach that. It's never going to change. We'll be sure to include the Bandcamp link in the show information so people can go there directly and purchase the album before you listen to it, before you download it on iTunes. Spend $15, $20, whatever
Absolutely.
your heart is led to, but
Praise God.
spend some money first before we go spending it on DSPs on Tuesday.
Also,
Absolutely.
if you're watching on YouTube, hit that QR code, listen to that's the link to Dane's music playlist for 2026. We're gonna throw a Wild Wallace song on there that's already on streaming, just off GP. You feel me?
Yeah.
Man, for sure. Okay.
The previous playlist got the two dirty old men because I was on the songs. Those are already on the playlist, but I'm gonna pick something else to throw on there so people can get familiar. But we still gonna include the Bandcamp link because we want people to support before it hit DSPs. I mean, niggas can spend $8 every day on a cup of coffee. Spend $8 with your boy. You know what I'm saying? So like, support the music. Jay, do you got a whose man's is this?
Whose man's is this? It almost feels like every week it's the same person for whose man's is this, but your man's is out here fooling, dog. I don't know what's wrong with 45 and 47 president, but he seems to be mocking God, and I don't like it. I'm not with it. He going back and forth with the Pope. He posted a picture of
Who
himself.
beefs with the Pope?
He posted a picture of himself as Jesus. And one of the pictures he posted, like on Truth Social, and then the White House posted, it switched one of the angels to like a little demon thing, and then he gonna get up there and lie, say, "Oh, I thought it was me as a doctor." My nigga, what's really going on, man? Like, he was kind of mocking, the I don't want to say the on Easter you was mocking God, and then a week later you post a picture of yourself on technically on Orthodox Easter, as you as Jesus, and like I don't like it. The man threatening civilizations, blocking like this is bad. It's not gonna get any kind of better, and this could every week it could be what did this nigga do this week, but I don't know, man. Like we gotta figure this out. We gotta figure this out.
Don't worry about him. Worry about the people defending him, dog.
And like
Yeah.
now, half his base was like, it's Kevin. It was like, oh, now hold on, you're not Jesus, my nigga. Like, what you doing? This is insane.
Yeah,
This is insane.
Don't even
got
get
a
me
reality show in a goddamn office.
No, this ain't reality. This
No,
is
like
worse.
he at one time he was like, nigga, I watched The Apprentice.
I did not. Why was y'all watching that shit? I don't know. I never watched that shit.
Reality, but you got to look at it. Like I used to love reality TV. Like I was into all that fuck shit, loving hip hop, New York, Atlanta. Like that was my shit. But I remember when I was in the hospital, being that I couldn't do shit, all I could do was read, write, sleep, watch TV, or entertain like visitors that would come see me. And I watched an exorbitant amount of TV and social media. And I remember just waking up one day like, I gotta put this shit down. Like I can't I can't internalize any more of this shit. I can't watch fight videos. I don't want to see niggas get shot. I don't want to see bitches fighting. I don't want to hear niggas arguing. Shit, I don't really want to hear niggas talking too loud no more. Like I'm done with it. I'm just done with it. When I hear or see that shit, like I try and remove myself. I'm hungry as fuck tonight. I want to go to a specific Coney and get something to eat, but I know it's gonna be niggas in there. And if motherfuckers is horse playing or talking too loud, I'm not getting no food there. Like I just can't deal with that shit no more. And I don't want to be around. I'm trying to adopt your shit. I don't want to talk to niggas after 5 o'clock. I don't want to be around niggatry after it get dark. Like it's too much. It's too much. I'm old now.
Yeah. I agree, man.
That's how it go.
That's all I got. Rod, please give people your socials, where they can find you. Shout out and give out all your album information again to us one more time.
Dr. Wallace, Rob Wallace, whatever. Instagram, where is Wallace? That's the place to find me. Shout out to my kids at Rouge, man. I can only be one person, right? So my music can be found at robwallace.bandcamp.com. I'm on all streaming platforms as well. I got instrumental albums. I got albums I've done with the Dirty Old Men. Shout out to the Dirty Old Men. You have access to all of that. But again, shout out to my kids. And I'm trying to be living proof to my kids that, your gift can make a way for you. You know what I'm saying? And if you create something, it can make a way for you to be free. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's financially free, whether that's spiritually or emotionally free. I feel fantastic about the fact that I get to do that, and I get to do what I love to do, and I get to help people. So I love my kids. You know, I love y'all, and let's get it.
That's what's up. It's Dame Gone Wild on everything that matters. Me and you, I can't wait till we lock in. I'm gonna reach out to you this week so we can really set something up and get in there and do something. I feel inspired all of a sudden.
My guy.
I want to do music again. I've been teetering with the Shop Talk project, and then like real life like kind of got in the way. But I got to get back on that. I want to drop in the fourth quarter, so it's time to start working now. But it's Dame Gone Wild on everything that matters. Shout out to my brother Rod Wallace. RodWallace.bandcamp.com. Buy the art from the artist. I'm on all the socials. At me, talk to me, I talk back. When you see the blue and the black, you know where the fuck you at. It's Shop Talk Podcast.
Shout out to Rod for coming through. Go get the project. I can't wait to listen. Can't wait to see you perform the project as well. When you see the blue and the black, you know where you at. I'm not saying we the Rockefeller podcast, but we are Jay and Dame.
Hell yeah.
Peace.
Ooh.